Coming to the differential metal corrosion. The differential metal corrosion observed when two dissimilar metals are connected with each other and exposed to corrosive environment. You take any two dissimilar metals. Once it is exposed to the corrosive environment where there is a corrosion, it is observed due to reaction between that metal surface and another one is in a surrounding environment. So in this differential metal corrosion, whatever the metal having in a low electrode potential, that metal it act as anode undergo corrosion. But whatever the metal having high electrode potential, that metal it act as cathode, it is unaffected from the corrosion. These type of corrosion it is called as a differential metal corrosion or galvanic corrosion. For example, you take in a connection between an iron and copper metal. Once iron and copper metal are connected with each other exposed to corrosive environment, in these two, iron metal having a less electrode potential, that is minus 0.44 volts, but copper having 0.34 volts. So compared to this copper, iron metal having less electrode potential, therefore iron metal it act as anode undergo corrosion, but copper metal act as cathode unaffected from the corrosion. These type of corrosion it is called as a differential metal corrosion or galvanic corrosion. Take another one example, metal like zinc and iron. Once iron and zinc metal is connected with each other and exposed to environment, in which iron metal having less electrode potential compared to an iron, zinc metal having less electrode potential, therefore the zinc metal it act as anode undergo corrosion, but iron metal act as cathode unaffected from the corrosion. So these type of corrosion it is called as a differential metal corrosion or galvanic corrosion. Therefore, this differential metal corrosion it is defined as when two dissimilar metals are connected with each other and exposed to corrosive environment, the metal having low electrode potential act as anode undergo corrosion, and metal having high electrode potential act as cathode unaffected from the corrosion. So these type of corrosion it is called as a differential metal or galvanic corrosion. So this is first one. Coming to the another one type of corrosion, it is observed when when a metals are exposed to corrosive environment, that is differential aeration corrosion. So coming to this differential aeration corrosion, so the differential aeration corrosion it is observed when a metal surface it is exposed to different concentration of oxygen. Suppose any metal surface it is exposed to different concentration of oxygen, where whatever the corrosion it is observed it is called as a differential aeration corrosion, in which the metal having a metal surface or metal portion having a less concentration of oxygen, that metal portion it act as anode, it undergo corrosion, but whatever the metal surface having a high concentration of oxygen, it act as a cathode, it is unaffected from the corrosion. So these type of corrosion it is called as differential aeration corrosion. Coming to the one example, that is a partially immersed iron rod in sodium chloride solution. See, this is in a sodium chloride solution and this is in a one iron rod. See, in this iron rod, it is partially immersed in sodium chloride solution. The remaining other part which is above the sodium chloride solution. See here, there is a difference in concentration of oxygen on the surface of iron metal, in which whatever the iron metal surface which is inside the sodium chloride, it is exposed to only dissolved oxygen concentration, that is very less concentration. And see, whatever the iron metal surface portion which is above the sodium chloride solution exposed to the environment, it has a high concentration of oxygen. Therefore, whatever the iron metal surface which is inside the sodium chloride solution, it acts as an anode, it undergo corrosion, but whatever the iron metal portion which is Above the sodium chloride solution having high concentration of oxygen, therefore act as cathode unaffected from the corrosion. These type of corrosion, it is called as a differential aeration corrosion. It's a clear differential metal and differential aeration corrosion. So whatever thing we discussed in last class. Differential metal corrosion observed when two dissimilar metals are connected with each other and exposed to corrosive environment. Next one, differential aeration corrosion. The corrosion observed when a metal surface exposed to different concentration of oxygen. Any doubt in this?
No, sir.
In which, coming to the some typical examples for differential aeration corrosion, there are two typical examples for differential aeration corrosion. Number one, waterline corrosion, and another one is in a pitting corrosion. See, pitting corrosion and waterline corrosion are the two typical examples for differential aeration corrosion. So in which, coming to the first one, the typical example for differential aeration corrosion, that is waterline corrosion. The waterline corrosion, it is observed in a partially filled steel or iron water tanks. Suppose any steel or iron water tanks, if it is filled partially with water, where or any other solution, in which whatever the corrosion it is observed, that corrosion it is referred as a waterline corrosion. So the waterline corrosion, it is observed in a partially filled steel or iron water tanks. Partially filled steel, iron water tanks. So in which, suppose any steel or iron water tanks, it is partially filled with water or any other solution, in which the iron water tank metal or any other water tank steel or iron water tank metal surface, which is nearer to the water line, these portion it exposed to less concentration of oxygen, therefore it act as anode, it undergo corrosion. But whatever the portion which is above the water line, it exposed to the environment, it act as a cathode, it is unaffected from the corrosion. These type of corrosion, it is called as a waterline corrosion. The waterline corrosion, it is observed in a partially filled steel or iron water tanks. Suppose any steel or iron water tanks, it is partially filled with water, in which there is a corrosion it is observed. That corrosion it is called as a waterline corrosion. For example, see the diagram where there is one steel water tank is there. Consider it is a steel or iron water tank. So once any steel or iron water tanks, it is partially filled with water, in which the metal surface nearer to the water line, up to this portion, whatever the metal surface is there, it is exposed to less concentration of oxygen. It is exposed to less concentration of oxygen, therefore it acts as anode, it undergo corrosion. See this diagram. Consider this is one steel or iron water tank. See in this steel or iron water tank, this portion, up to this portion, whatever the metal surface is there, it is exposed to only the dissolved oxygen concentration. Therefore, it has a less concentration of oxygen. Because of that, it acts as an anode, it undergo corrosion. But whatever the remaining portion, the metal surface above this water line, it is exposed to the environment. Therefore, it acts as a cathode, it is unaffected from the corrosion. These type of corrosion, it is called as a waterline corrosion. It's a clear? Coming to some other examples, say a partially immersed ship hulls in, these are the pipes, and this is another one example for waterline corrosion, that is ship hulls, where the corrosion it is observed due to the partially immersed in water. See, this portion are corroded, but this portion are not corroded because of the less concentration of oxygen, different in the concentration of oxygen. See here, there is one pipe is there, iron pipe. See, up to this level there is a water is there, therefore here it will corroded more. So here there is a less or there is no corrosion because there is a difference in the concentration of oxygen. Wherever the metal surface having less concentration of oxygen, it acts as anode, undergo corrosion. Wherever the metal having high concentration of oxygen, act as cathode unaffected from the corrosion. So these type of corrosion, it is called as a differential waterline corrosion, a one typical example for differential aeration corrosion. It's a clear. So coming to the reactions observed in waterline corrosion. So here also there are same anode and cathode reactions are observed. The reactions in waterline corrosion. So first one is an anode reaction. At the anode, whatever the metal is there, that metal acts as an anode. It undergo corrosion, means it will converted into metal ion with the liberation of electron. It takes place. But at the cathode, whatever the moisture is available in the environment and oxygen, it gaining the liberated electron, it is reduced to hydroxyl ion. Here now whatever the hydroxyl ion is formed, it reacts with a metal ions liberated at anode. Formation of metal hydroxide layer it takes place, which indicates the corrosion. It's a clear? Any doubt in this waterline corrosion? Sometimes for 6 marks you will get question. Explain the differential aeration corrosion with typical examples. If they will mention the word typical examples, there are 2 typical examples for differential aeration corrosion. One is waterline corrosion, another one is pitting corrosion. So in which, coming to the first one, waterline corrosion. So while writing this waterline corrosion, first we need to write down it is observed in partially filled or partially immersed or partially filled iron or steel water tanks. These waterline it is observed in a partially filled iron or steel water tanks, in which metal portion, the metal portion or iron metal or metal portion nearer to the water line, act as anode, undergo corrosion because it has less concentration of oxygen, and metal portion, the metal portion above the water line, act as cathode unaffected from the corrosion because it is exposed to high concentration of oxygen. Then you need to write down this diagram, this one diagram, and these reactions. Is it clear now? Waterline corrosion, one typical example for differential aeration corrosion. Is it clear for you?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt in this differential aeration corrosion? Sorry, waterline corrosion. Any doubt you can ask in waterline corrosion. Where we are observing waterline corrosion?
In steel or iron water tanks.
partially filled steel or iron water tanks. In the partially filled either steel or iron water tanks, the waterline corrosion it is observed. One typical example for differential aeration corrosion. It's a clear first one.
Yes, sir.
Now you write down first one, waterline corrosion. Write down headline waterline corrosion. Then write down this reaction. Sir, not reaction, this diagram you write down. Write down this diagram neatly. Here this is rust means less concentration of oxygen up to this portion. So therefore this portion act as anode. This is high concentration of oxygen above the water line. Over diagram over. Next line you write down. It is observed in partially filled steel or iron water tanks. It is observed in partially filled steel or iron water tanks. Partially filled steel or iron water tanks in which metal portion below the water line, having less concentration of oxygen, therefore act as anode, undergo corrosion. It is observed in partially filled steel or iron water tanks in which metal portion below the water line having less concentration of oxygen, therefore act as anode, undergo corrosion, but metal portion above the water line, having high concentration of oxygen, act as cathode unaffected from the corrosion. It's a clear first one, differential water line corrosion. Any doubt in this? Any doubt in the water line corrosion? You can ask now. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
After this water line corrosion, coming to the next another one. Typical example for differential aeration corrosion, that is pitting corrosion. See, the waterline corrosion, it is observed in partially filled steel or iron water tanks, but the pitting corrosion, it is observed in metal surface if it is deposited with any dust or oil particles. If any dust or oil particle deposited in any metal surface in one portion where there is a different concentration of oxygen, it is observed, that type of corrosion it is called as a differential aeration, pitting corrosion. See this diagram. See in this diagram, in this portion there is a deposition of dust particle, it takes place. Once in one portion any dust or oil particles are deposited on the surface of the metal, whatever the metal surface which is below these dust particles, it has a less concentration of oxygen, Therefore, it acts as an anode, it undergo corrosion. But whatever the undeposited, these portion and this portion is there, these portion is, there is no dust or oil particles in this. Therefore, it is exposed to the high concentration of oxygen, means that is to the environment. These act as a cathode unaffected from the corrosion. So these type of corrosion observed in a metal surface having a dust or oil particles, that is called as a pitting corrosion. It's a clear pitting corrosion. For example, you see this diagram. Here one more diagram is there. See this diagram. See, this is one iron metal. For example, you consider on the surface of this iron metal, see, only in this portion there is a dust particles are deposited. If any dust or oil particle deposited on the metal surface where the corrosion it is observed, that type of corrosion it is called as a pitting corrosion. In the case of pitting corrosion, the metal surface below the dust particles exposed to less concentration of oxygen. Therefore, that metal portion it acts as an anode, it undergo corrosion. But whatever the metal surface which is undeposited from dust particles, these portion which is exposed to high environment. Therefore, it is exposed to high concentration of oxygen. These portion it acts as a cathode, it is unaffected from the corrosion. These type of corrosion it is called as a pitting corrosion. So in these type of corrosion, once a corrosion it is observed in the below the dust particles, there is a formation of small pit or small hole it takes place. Once in any small hole or small pit it is formed in the form of a corrosion, it destroys complete metal surface. So this is about second, another one typical example for differential variation corrosion, that is pitting corrosion, in which coming to the reactions observed in pitting corrosion. So in the case of pitting corrosion also same reactions it is observed. So in which first at the anode, for example, this is an iron metal, therefore whatever the iron metal is there, it undergo oxidation reaction, it will Fe2 plus ions with the liberation of electron. But at the cathode, the reaction is based on nature of the environment, the cathode. So whatever the moisture is there in the environment, it absorbs the oxygen by gaining the liberated electron. There is a formation of hydroxyl ion, it takes place. So now here whatever the Fe2 plus ions formed reacts with hydroxyl ion, there is a formation of ferrous hydroxide takes place. So whatever the ferrous hydroxide layer formed, that indicates the corrosion. So these are the reactions observed in pitting corrosion reactions. Any doubt in this pitting corrosion? Sometimes for 6 marks they will ask write a note on waterline corrosion, pitting corrosion. Number 1 waterline corrosion, number 2 pitting corrosion. If you will get a question like this, while writing in a pitting corrosion, first you need to write down it is observed when a dust or oil particles deposited on the surface of the metal. If any dust or oil particle deposited on the surface of any metal where the corrosion it takes place, that corrosion called as pitting corrosion, in which the metal portion below the dust particle, metal portion below the dust particle, metal portion below the dust particles, below the dust particles act as anode, undergo corrosion because it has a less concentration of oxygen. But the metal surface, metal portion or metal surface without dust particles. So whatever the metal surface is there without dust particles, that metal surface, it acts as a cathode because it has more concentration of oxygen, therefore unaffected from the corrosion. These type of corrosion called as a pitting corrosion. It's a clear, pitting corrosion and waterline corrosion. Any doubt in these two you can ask. Where we are observing pitting corrosion? Where we are observing pitting corrosion?
The metal portions below the dust particles
Are deposited. In which metal surface any dust or oil particle deposited, where the pitting corrosion it is observed. So now you write down headline pitting corrosion. Write down this diagram. Write down this diagram. Okay. Write down this diagram. Just one box, in that you mentioned iron metal, then you put it like this, put some small dots that indicate the dust particles. Then that below that write down like this, write down pit or small hole. Over diagram. After the diagram, next line you write down. It is observed in dust or oil particles. It is observed in dust or oil particles deposited on the surface of metal. It is observed in dust or oil particles deposited on the surface of metal. Next line write down. In which metal surface below the dust particles, exposed to less concentration of oxygen or having less concentration of oxygen. Metal surface below the dust particles having less concentration of oxygen, therefore act as anode, undergo corrosion. But metal surface without dust particles, having high concentration of oxygen, therefore act as cathode, unaffected from the corrosion. So this is about next topic in corrosion, that is typical examples for differential aeration corrosion. One is waterline corrosion, another one is pitting corrosion. Any doubt in these two you can ask now. Is it clear for all? The differential typical example for differential aeration corrosion, that is water line and pitting corrosion. So this is about second topic in corrosion, that is types of corrosion. One is differential metal, another one is differential aeration corrosion with two typical example, water line and pitting corrosion. In these four, any doubt you can ask now. Is it clear for you?
Yes, sir.